HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of HCAM News. I'm HCAM News Director Tom Nappy, here to fill you in with what's happening in Hopkinton. On today's Best Of edition of HCAM News, we'll play some of our best segments from 2021. So without further ado, here's a look at some great happenings from so far this year. This year's Hopkinton Annual Town Meeting took place on Saturday, May 8th at the Hopkinton High School football fields. After Articles 1 through 5 passed, Article 6, the fiscal 2022 operating budget, which is over $101 million passed.
So if we look at our actual enrollment numbers over time, and these are the slides I referred to earlier, 15 and 16, you can see that in 2019-20, the student population during the October SIMS report was at 3,875. Today, our enrollment in the Hopkinton Public Schools is 4,021. Dr. Wagman's report indicates that at the end of the 21-22 school year, we should be at 4,024. I'm telling you, I believe that we will be there before September 1st. Before school opens in 2021, we will hit that number. Right now, we have 328 students graduating from Hopkinton High School. We have 364 students who have enrolled to come into the Hopkinton Public Schools for the fall. These are people who have already gone into our student information system and completed the registration process. More coming in than going out.
Some of the most highly debated articles were Articles 35 and 36, both involving solar power. Article 35 ended up passing a standing vote, 126 to 14.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moderator. And again, Article 35, just to remind those people that might have missed the previous conversation, this would require a site plan review for all commercial solar projects. It will ensure year-round visual shielding for the life of the project. It will optimize wildlife and trail utilization. It will be pollinator friendly, and it will add some additional requirements for developers to ensure compliance, including sightline analysis, glare analysis, noise analysis, full landscaping plan, and bonding. So the Planning Board moves that the town vote to amend the zoning bylaws as set forth in Article 35 of the 2021 Annual Town Meeting warrant.
Article 36, which essentially specified locations solar panels can be installed, failed the two-thirds majority.
But with 35 in place, that creates a lot more requirements for solar developers to do good solar, what I believe to be good solar. And as a professional in the solar development industry, Article 36 clearly misses the mark. Article 36 will invite lawsuits. Article 36 is not widely supported by town council. It was a very pleasant way of saying that we have a different look at our view of Article 36 in general. Article 36 basically says you can develop solar inside the median of 495. There is solar, to Mr. Weissmantel's point, along the Mass Pike. It is not in the median of the Mass Pike. It's in a couple of the interchanges, but it's not in the median. It's not in the median for a reason. You can't get the power out from the median to either side of the highway where the power is consumed or connected to the grid. You'd have to trench under 495, or you'd have to put wires up above 495 in order to move that power to a usable area, if you will. That is a crazy responsibility to put on a solar developer. That by the state, in my view, my professional view, that would be viewed by the state as an unreasonable restriction on solar in the town of Hopkinton, and I think it would get shot down through the lawsuits that would likely come. So for a lot of different reasons, I'll try to be brief here. This overlay district is a bad bylaw for the town of Hopkinton, and I would strongly encourage town meeting voters not to support it. Article 35 gives us a lot more protections, a a lot of screening requirements. It's going to create good solar in Hopkinton. This is just going to create lawsuits and an awful lot of expense for the town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Article 37, which gave the town say into rubbish collection, featured some debate. The article was a citizen's petition not recommended by the Select Board nor the Planning Board.
I live in a condominium complex, and this has come up before at town meeting 2 or 3 times in the past, and it has been voted down. And I do believe that a number of other issues have come up because of it, and it is that most of these streets in garden apartments and condominium complexes are not accepted town streets. So is there an insurance problem? And then it goes on and it goes on, well, they don't get plowed. They don't get their trash picked up. And it has been voted down at least twice before. And I'm up speaking against this article.
The article failed a standing vote. To see all the results of this year's annual Hopkinton Town Meeting, head over to our website, hcam.tv. The annual Hopkinton Memorial Day services took place this year, and it was nice to see it looked almost normal as usual.
A day we honor all of America's fallen heroes. Moving to Massachusetts, the birthplace of our nation, I understood this reverent day profoundly. In Hopkinton, we feel this day deeply, and seeing you all here today is a testament to the continuation of our devotion, to the ideals of our nation, our gratitude, and our debt to those who have upheld them. For us especially, it is a day when we remember the men and women of Hopkinton and all those brave New England soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice.
Dedicated to remembering and honoring the many Americans who have lost their lives in service, we are also here to celebrate how they lived. Because the way they lived says a lot about who they were and about who we are as a nation. We are a country of lofty values and have always held ourselves to a higher standard. And throughout history, we have seen these values reflected in those who choose to serve. What most service members have in common is that they found meaning and purpose in contributing to America's noble cause of creating a better world and helping others. This spirit is captured in the words of Ray Shahada, a U.S. citizen and Army soldier who served in Iraq in 2009 and 2010. Some of you may know Ray. He grew up in Egypt and is of Egyptian descent and now works for the town of Hopkinton in the DPW. When asked why he served, Ray said, "I chose to serve because I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, to make a difference, to help my country." For many, like Ray, service is a calling to be part of something incredibly significant and meaningful. This calling is the same one embraced by the founders of our country, a calling to promote equality and justice for all.
Major Williams has deployed and flown 307 combat hours and 279 combat support hours in support of Operations Southern Watch, Provide Comfort, Northern Watch, Enduring Freedom, and also served a ground combat tour in Iraq during Operation Inherent Resolve. His major awards and decorations include the Air Medal, Aerial Achievement Medal with 1 oak leaf cluster, Air Force Commendation Medal with 4 oak leaf clusters, and the Air Force Achievement Medal with 1 oak leaf cluster. Major Williams lives in Hanscom Air Force Base with his wife Sarah and his 4 children, Alexander, Morgan, Jacob, and Olivia. On March 15th, 2018, just as I'm getting ready to come home in a few weeks, a UH-60 Pavehawk with 7 individuals to include, and I had the distinct honor of carrying their flag-covered caskets to the airplane that was going to bring them home. I have never in my life heard a more quiet ambulance ride as I sat there with Carl and Bill. We went through, we sent them home, and I came back to my little hut, and I called my wife and I broke down. Because all I could think about at that moment was somewhere across the ocean was a wife and children. They were aware that their loved one was not coming home alive, and wondering where he was at that moment so they could hug him one more time. And little did they know that their loved one was in the back of an ambulance being placed on an airplane with a stranger. And that stranger was me. So when I think about Memorial Day, I think about those individuals. And I know that there are many in the crowd, amongst the veterans in the front, that they think of every day when Memorial Day comes around. Today is about them and the sacrifice they made so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy today. So with that, I will close with a statement that President Franklin Delano Roosevelt made a long time ago, but it's something that always comes to mind when I think about Memorial Day. It's not Armed Forces Day, it's not Veterans Day, it's Memorial Day to remember those that paid the ultimate price. And he said, "Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men and women died to win them." I only ask that you think about that as you enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. May you have a blessed weekend, and I thank you again for listening to me speak today. Thank you.
We are going to take a quick time out, but a whole lot more ahead. You're watching HCAM News. Stay tuned. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance.
You know, Dick and Rick Hoyt in the town of Hopkinton had a real and heartfelt connection that started years and years ago, and it's persisted right to this very moment. And to have the sculpture in front of Center School, which honors Team Hoyt, is going to be even more memorable now with the passing of Dick. To me, besides the athletic accomplishments of Dick Hoyt, the most powerful example that they set forth is the strong and bonding relationship between a father and son. That's really what unconditional love is all about.
Welcome back to this best of edition of HCAM News. This year, the Fall 2 season took place starting in late March through April, and the Hillers competed in football, swimming, and girls volleyball. Here's a look at some great highlights from the season. Hopkinton Hillers JV football took on Brockton this past Monday. It was a scoreless game until this happened in the second quarter.
Stevens out of the gun, Mulvaney to his left, two receivers either side. Takes the snap, looks to his left, in trouble, gets rid of it, up the left side, has a wide open target, and it's caught. Seamus Murphy gonna take it to the house. Touchdown, Hillers.
Wyatt Stevens connects with Seamus Murphy for a 56-yard touchdown to make it a 6-0 game. The 2-point conversion failed, and it remained a 6-0 Hiller lead heading into the halftime break. In the third quarter, Brockton strung together a drive.
Turco out of the gun. He's going to take it himself up the middle, find some room, slips a couple tackles, now breaking free up the right side, and he has a big gain, but did take a massive hit from Sokol. Justin Sokol got in there and just clocked him. Andrew Budden on the initial wrap. But in any case, 4th and goal from the 1. Here we go. Can the Hillers defense make a big stop? It's going to be a keeper. Turco into the end zone, and this game is tied at 6 apiece.
A 1-yard touchdown by Matt Turco caps off the 92-yard drive and ties the game at 6 apiece. The conversion attempt was no good. The Hillers responded very soon after.
And it'll be a end-over-end kickoff. Back to the 20-yard line it goes. On the return, it's Carazza. Here he goes to the near side, the 35, the 40, the 45 across midfield into Brockton territory, the 30, the 20, the 10, and see you later, touchdown Hillers! An 80-yard kickoff return by Joseph Carazza puts the Hillers right back on top.
An 80-yard kickoff return by Joseph Carazza makes it a 12-6 game. On the 2-point conversion attempt, Wyatt Stevens connects with Sergio Melli and makes it a 14-6 game. Brockton responded on their next drive.
Certainly a hurry-up style offense here. Turco going to line it up out of the gun, back to his left, 2 receivers spread out to either side. He will hand it off, and finding some room is going to be Powell Jr. There he goes, up the near side into Hillers territory. The 30, the 20, the 10, and he is going to be brought out of bounds on around the 2. And it's rooting on the defense. Out of the gun, double back formation, hands it off to the left back, and right into the end zone goes Mauricio Powell Jr.
A 4-yard touchdown run by Mauricio Powell Jr. makes it a 14-12 game. Brockton then went for 2 to tie it up, and the conversion was no good, keeping the game at 14-12. Brockton with their final opportunity to take a lead.
Looks like Max Foster is in at quarterback, and he indeed is. They'll line it up out of the gun. Powell Jr. to his left, a 4-receiver set. 3 receivers spread out to the right. Takes the snap, looks up the middle, throws up the middle, and they will not have enough.
A turnover on downs, and the Hillers hang on for the 14-12 win. Also Monday night, Hillers Swimming posted results for their meet with Holliston Medway. Here's a look.
We spent a lot of time watching you swim in this place.
Yeah, and
over the
also
years.
getting disqualified, I'm sure.
Yes, getting disqualified numerous times, but what I remember the most is that when we first dropped you off, the first time you jumped into the pool, you chipped a tooth.
Oh, yes, I do remember.
Yeah, you remember
I
that?
did chip my
5
tooth,
years
yeah.
old or something, yep. So,
Sophia Luce is coming through, definitely a key
she looks
to
good.
the-
She looks good.
The end of the
We're
race
obviously
is
rooting for
kicking,
Deirdre.
yeah.
She's kicking now.
She's
It's
great.
moving now. It's moving.
We have Pierce,
Nice.
right?
Pierce out there in lane 6.
Oh, wait, am I on the wrong
And
one?
then lane 1 showing a lot of speed there, Katie Balster.
Yeah.
The results for the teams should be released soon. Hillers varsity volleyball took on Norwood this past Tuesday night. Hopkinton dominated the first set. Steve Sweetapple on the call.
Oh, another block. Great block from Kate.
Hillers take the first set 25-6 and continued their dominance into the second set.
Annoying. Great block. Powers with another.
A 25-3 second set. The Hillers would finish it off in the third set.
Oh, and that's it. Not a pretty way to end it, but the girls will take it.
Wow.
25-16 in the third set, and the Hillers take the 3-set sweep over Norwood and improves to 8-1 on the season. Before the match against Norwood, the Hillers celebrated senior night. Here's a look.
Thank you all for coming to support us this evening at our last regular season home match versus Norwood Mustangs. This is a special night, senior night, when we show off our appreciation for the seniors in the volleyball program. But first, we'd like to recognize the seniors who are here tonight from the Norwood High School volleyball program. Please, step forward, wave when I call your name. Number 2, Caitlin Ford. Number 5 or 19, Kushu Shah. Kushi, sorry. Number 8, Shaylin Avery. Number 12, Chloe Mason. Number 9, Sophia Eliopoulos. Number 14, Lexi Curavan, captain. Number 16, Diana Ikachukwu. And number 16, number 20, Sydney Wadicus, captain. I did my best. Congratulations to the Norwood seniors. And now it's time to honor our Hopkinton volleyball seniors and their parents and families. When I call your name, please meet your parents and family, pose for a picture, and then take your place on the end line. Caden Boyce, Jill and Chris Boyce. All right. Rachel Lorette, Julie and Steve Lorette. Is Allison? And Allison Lorette. Woo! Surprise.
The Hopkinton Senior Center hosted a COVID-19 vaccine clinic this past February. Here's a look.
So we've been very fortunate the last couple days. We've had the health department put together having a COVID clinic for those 75 and older. And so what you have here is the last day of the clinic. And we're really excited to have had it here. We will have their follow-up clinic. At this point, we don't know of any future clinics here in Hopkinton, but right now, at least we've been able to get part of the population, and we're really excited about that.
First, you're greeted at the door by the chief, and then we sanitize your hands, and we'll give you a new mask. And then we'll have you check in where we hand you a consent, we take a picture of your insurance card, and then move you over to the vaccination zone. We have 6 different vaccinators that will vaccinate you, go through all of your medical history to make sure that the vaccine is not contraindicated, and then you will go to the recovery zone either for 15 minutes if you don't have a history of allergies, 30 minutes if you do, and then after that we have you check out and we'll schedule your next appointment. It's really easy. So if you missed today's clinic and you were unable to make your vaccine appointment, you can still visit the mass.gov website, use the map to find a location that will work for you. There's also the State 211 that is able to assist senior citizens with booking their appointments. The Senior Center here also has helped us with booking any appointments for our clinics that are local.
I'm here today because I had to come out and see this happening. This is getting people vaccinated in Massachusetts and in fact across the country is really the first order of business for anyone in government right now. We talk about it all the time, and just being able to be out here to actually see it in action is not only really important from a public policy perspective to make sure that the processes we have in place are working, but it's also just such an incredibly hopeful experience. I mean, just seeing so many of our residents being able to come in and get vaccinated, which is so important to public health and to people's mental health, honestly. It's just a really important thing. And I just want to say thanks to, of course, all the people putting this together, the Hopkinton Public Health Department, the town of Hopkinton, all public safety, police and fire who are out here today volunteering and putting their time in to actually put shots in arms. This is really what it's going to take to get us, get our economy back up and running, get people out into the community again, what we're all looking forward to. And this is really where the rubber meets the road. And just incredibly impressive to see the level of effort, the level of organization and expertise that's going on here. So leave it to Hopkinton to get the job done.
So other than being the location, we have been helping people sign up, and we can continue to help people sign up. So if you do want to get a vaccine someplace else, at one of the mass sites, you can give us a call. We're going to be very happy to help you sign up. We did a lot of signing up. We've done a lot of talking to people and helping them through it. And I will say, because you may have to go to the Massachusetts mass sites like Gillette, or I guess there's one in Natick, they are run very smoothly. And they are people, I'm hearing wonderful stories about people who've gone there. They've had great, it's been a very smooth process, and they're in and out. So it's not this big, scary, I'm going to be in line with millions of other people. It's not like going to Disneyland, I'm told. It's a much more calm, very focused process, but that it's easy to go through.
Good afternoon, Mike. The fire department's here today assisting the Board of Health with the delivery of their vaccination clinic. I'm very happy to have 5 paramedics that are doing the vaccines and others that are assisting with the paperwork, checking in and checking out of people, and the day's going real good. I can tell that the local people in the area are enjoying coming to a facility that they know and seeing faces that they know when they're getting vaccinated, and it makes a difference seeing that, and that makes us feel good.
What is the police department's role in today's clinic?
We'll help in any way that we can, but I'm just visiting today. It's really Officer Powers and McGaffigan that are doing everything today. Wherever they're needed, they'll fill the void.
So word to the district and to all the folks out there, waiting and wondering when they're going to be able to get vaccinated. I would first of all ask for your patience. This is a monumental effort. As you can see, so many important structures that need to be set up to get this done. There is some good news. Thursday, February 18th, age 65 and older residents will be able to get vaccinated. I know that's something it's really important to them. We know that so many other folks need to get vaccinated, and we're moving the process as fast as we can, and we want to make sure to get those doses of vaccine out to the population in a really efficient and quick fashion. So stay tuned, more good news to come, and be safe out there.
Here's a classic photo, the first rehearsal of the 16th annual Hopkinton Community Summer Band. A big thank you to John Ritz for submitting this photo. Upcoming town government meetings include on Monday, July 12th at 7 p.m. We'll have the Planning Board live. On Tuesday, July 13th at 7 p.m., we'll have the Conservation Commission. For all the upcoming town government meetings, head over to hopkintonma.gov. Believe it or not, we are out of time for this edition of HCAM News. Don't worry, next Thursday at 6:30 p.m., we will be back. As always, thanks for tuning in. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and have a great Independence Day week. And we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.